Alright everyone, so recently Dispatch dropped and I wanted to go through some of the stuff in episode 1 and 2 that might be interesting. Let's get into it. So I divided this video up into 3 different statements. We're talking about the plot, the characters, and my theory for where the story goes at the end. This video isn't going to be too long because we barely know much, but without further ado, let's get into the plot. So the plot is good. It's a simple story so far. I can tell it will get more dynamic and complex as we go on, kind of just like the beginning stage, you know, it's only episode 1 and 2. There isn't much world building as the first episodes focus more on the characters than anything else and introducing us to everything. We learn about the main antagonist of the game, which is Shroud, but also lesser ones like Man. He is most definitely a villain. You can't have that ending scene with the every time he fucking moves.
Are you ready to go? Who is this?
Wow. He's not going to be a villain. I do believe he's going to be a major one at some point, but I only put him down as a lesser one because we don't see much of him yet. We kind of just see in the trial dispatch and we see him in the advert and then at the end. The major thing we learn is that superheroes are corporate entities similar to Vogue. I haven't watched The Boys in ages. Sort of similar to that, except obviously not as bad. This matters because only customers who are paying for SDN are able to have a dispatcher and therefore have hero help. This could be a key thing later. I can see sort of like a plot point happening with something moral and like you can go help this person but they're not part of SDN or something, and then like all the corporate fellas will get mad wanting to do that, but it's like the morally right thing to do. Remember, we're playing as Robertson is not SDN. Mecha Man isn't SDN, I should say. He's just a normal bloke, kind of like the Batman of Los Angeles is how I like to think of it, being a mech. So he isn't owned by SDN, so he'll want to help as many people as possible, whereas SDN heroes will probably be taught to only help paying customers. I didn't say all that shit about SDN, but they do come off as good right now, because obviously we haven't seen much of the actual company. We kind of just sit in the office and dispatch for a bit, and then that's it. The story of the game introduces us to Robertson and the cast of characters that will be relevant in the game. And here I've got Toxic, Man, Blonde Blazer, Team Z, Chase, Shroud, yeah. You know. Story of episode 1 showcases how Mecha Man was destroyed, with Robert having to take up a dispatcher job given to him by SDN via Blonde Blazer. Key point there, there's a lot of Blonde Blazer in this. They share a moment, as I said. Play the clip.
We can work with this.
Damn, okay, oh! Easy buckets!
In turn, they will fix his suit, which is key, because I do have a big theory about that. The story of episode 2 shows Robert's first day on the job meeting people. He does his first dispatching session and clocks out, only to be met with Man kissing one lady on the cheek as they fly off. Huge cliffhanger. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of fucking distortion music playing. Big key scene. Because the first episode and the second episode is literally just Robert and Blonde Blazer flirting for the whole thing, essentially. Definitely intriguing. That's my final note. It's just that, and then next to it is I can't wait for Wednesday, which is in 2 days. Getting into characters. Okay, the first one I've got down is obviously Robertson. Aaron Paul's amazing. Like genuinely, like he is so good in this role. His vocal range is perfect. He's also funny. He is fucking hilarious in this role. Robert is also the most sensible protagonist I've literally ever played as. Like genuinely, I don't think he does one stupid thing. Bar maybe going after Shroud, but you can kind of get why he does that when you learn that Shroud literally just killed his dad. But everything he does is literally the right and smart choice. For example, the scene at the end where it's him, Chase and Blonde Blazer in the room, and he just has a go at her because she's like underestimating Team Z and what they could be. It means that the bar is so low that they won't rise to it. That's fucking phenomenal. I could call it Phenomenal Man. It's refreshing to not have a dumb main characters in the choice game for once, like one that does like a fucking so far left field decision that comes out of nowhere and then you kind of have to roll with it. Robert comes off as a smart guy outside the suit. The open exchange is pretty good at showing how down on his luck is, especially with the scene where he has to be saved by Blonde Blazer, while them like 4 normal blokes that just like beat the shit out of him. And my final note is look forward to seeing more of his character. Great analysis. Team Z I've grouped as a whole, bar 1, but they're funny. That was literally my first note, it's just funny. I think they bounce off each other pretty well. It is a bit weird hearing Moist Critical and Jacksepticeye talk to like Aaron Paul and shit. Like how did we get to this fucking universe? Everyone has a small chance to shine during the open exchanges, but not too much characterization has been shown yet. Everyone gets like a little moment, so Sonar gets his moment at the end. Punch Up is gets his moment with Flambe in the bar. This is a bit of a left field theory, but I'm going to go for it. So I've written down, it's cool to see that Moist Critical said there's a chance for Sonar's character to either be like irrelevant or highly relevant in the game, depending on your choices. I'll play the clip now if I can find it.
I do know, based on your choices, Sonar can have like a really big role to play or very small, depending on how it plays out. But that goes for every character.
All characters range from fine to good at the moment. I think the fine characters would be a golem that we've not met like one bit, has not shown up. And I think the good characters would be Flambe's fucking hilarious. Sonar I reckon is going to be good if I trust Charlie. I do. I believe the next episode will give us a very big introduction to each character. I think because he's obviously the next episode he's going to sit everyone down, introduce themselves, get them into shape. I reckon that's when we learn more about everyone. Who's the person I was talking about on our team C? It's obviously Invisigo, right? Or Visigal, I should say. She gets a lot of her own scenes, especially at the end with all the granny shit. Laser and Robert getting changed. Okay. The biggest character out of Team C's feature, most definitely a key player in the story. Top-line roles around her being uncontrollable, even going so far as to fuck up a job at the end, the granny stuff. Blonde Blazer's protege-ish, because she like backs her throughout the whole thing, especially at the end as well. I don't know how you see potential in someone that does that shit. Literally goes against orders, but she backs her, so I'm expecting like a massive character arc. I said it in my Let's Play, you can view it up here-ish. She also has some funny one-liners, especially in the scene where Robert's getting changed in the room and she comes out of nowhere. Blonde Blazer, the most obvious love interest I have ever seen smacked into a game, even more than Samai from P5, which could mean two things. Could be a red herring, Robert's getting distracted by her and then someone else comes along and then he moves on, type B, or it could actually just be like a massive battle at the end with Phenomenon. I hope it is. I hope it is. Clearly has feelings for Robert, or she's extremely stupid. It was that whole scene with them on top of the billboard in episode 1. What do you mean you do all that and then go, oh, sorry if I led you on? Or it could be that she's really stupid, because I also believe that she was either raised by the company or raised in a lab, because she's clearly not a normal human being. I don't think she understands a lot of shit. She was raised in a certain way that's very corporate. Also, to back up my point, she says she doesn't want to reveal her backstory, and she's very, very drunk. I look forward to that scene. Right, let's talk about him. Phenomenal man, dickhead. I knew it too. I knew it as soon as I saw that, as soon as I heard his crispy voice on that trial dispatch. I knew exactly what he was, dickhead. And I would just further more with that advertisement, bro. He looks like good Omni-Man when Omni-Man was good, if you've watched Invincible. And he acts like him. Kind of the vibe I get. I feel like he's been like raised in sort of like the same circumstances, like company-esque. But I think he just has a massive fucking ego. I feel like he's like the top of the food chain at SDN, at the top. And then my last point is I want a 1A scene with Mecha Man and him, please. All right, other characters, there's not much here. It is literally just like Shroud, Toxic, all them lot from the first scene of the game, and like everyone else we meet. We don't know much about them, but I think every character is actually interesting to go further into. Forward to seeing where the story goes, to be honest. I think it's going to be good. All right, let's get on to it. This is the theory. Here's my theory for how the plot's going to go. I made this in about a minute. I basically wasn't even thinking, I was just typing. At the minute, here's how I think the whole story of Dispatch is going to go. Spoilers ahead, watch this shit. I believe that Robert will show Team Z that they can be heroes. They perform really well. Some quit, as hinted, but I feel like they will come back. I feel like there'll be someone that leaves, and then Robert goes and talks to them to get the motivation to come back. However, during one big mission, Invisigal specifically, or it could be anyone else, but I feel like it would be Invisigal. It fucks up a mission, which leads to the team being disbanded over sort of like a corporate argument. It's like a really, really bad fuck up. Once people die, SDN stocks. So the team is disbanded. Robert is like depressed for a bit, but then he gets news that his suit's back. And as it comes back, it's come with a massive SDN logo. He's basically been corporatized. All of his shit's been handled by the SDN. Like he's handed over the suit for them to repair and shit. He flips out because obviously Mecha Man is meant to be like Los Angeles' protector, like for the people type shit. Gathers the team and leads them into their own version of the Brave Brigade. We get like a fucking epic suit up scene. I can imagine it now. Fucking in a line walking. Something so fucking cliche. And then there's a clear divide between Robert and Blonde Blazer, because I feel like she's not going to be a red herring. She is going to be the main love interest. And there's a big turning point where she chooses Robert over Phenomenon, a scene, or maybe you could get like an ending where she chooses Phenomenon if you like a dig to her. But I feel like this happens because there's going to be scenes where even when Robert's not part of SDN anymore, or in this version I'm thinking of, he still communicates with Lumbrazer as like a friend or whatever. They win, destroying corporate superheroism and returning it to the good of the people. That is me spitballing. That is fully spitball. That is like no thought whatsoever. That is me just going like that basically. And with that, that brings us to the end of what I have gathered so far from episode 1 and 2. Yeah, that is what I think. I'd like to thank you all for watching this video. If you are interested in seeing how I got on with Dispatch episode 1 and 2, my full gameplay is here, all edited, all for you. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.